Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Julien Donkey Boy, 1999. I had high hopes for this movie, but I disliked it. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars. I love the director, Harmony Korine. First two movies that he did were Kids and Gummo. I saw both of those in the movie theaters. And I love those movies. Great examples of some early 90s kind of well, we'll just say 90s in general, kind of cult cinema, good stuff that was playing in the independent theaters at that time, right around the time when Pulp Fiction came out, or maybe a little afterwards. And so after those two movies, Harmony Korine basically fell off the face of the planet. I never heard a peep about that guy, and I don't know if it's poor marketing or what, but the only reason I got this disc was because Werner Herzog was in it, and so I watched the bonus features first, and he's rather conceited. He says, cinema's not dead, but mainstream cinema is terrible. He could have just as well been describing his own career downhill slide after Gummo. And this movie wasn't all that great. I mean, it starts off with possible dream sequence where the schizophrenic guy Julien is like choking some kid who's playing with a turtle, and didn't really make sense because Harmony Korine is using this really cheap camera, and almost like Trailer Park Boys kind of fake realism. And yeah, he's using this handheld camera in the movie. At one point, it's a hidden camera, so it's completely impromptu acting at one point when Julian's sister goes to get baby clothes. So after the choking incident, what a way to start off a movie. If I'm watching a crazy person, I want to see what's inside their head, similar to other movies like Dementia or Spider, but this one isn't like that at all. It's just like some schizophrenic behavior amplified 100 times within the span of one day, and not real interesting. A lot of dead time, people skating around ice rinks and going to church and whatnot. It's kind of banal in that respect. I did laugh when Julian's brother was wrestling with a plastic garbage can. That was pretty amusing. But I'm going to go flip over my steak and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. In the middle of cooking steak, I didn't want it to burn, so I flipped it over. Okay. So Werner Herzog plays the dad. He's kind of annoying. He sprays the other kid with garden hose, and he keeps saying, "Be a man, be a man." And he says stuff like "artsy fartsy," which is kind of ironic because he is an art house director. I don't know why they posed the contradiction there. And then he's like wearing a gas mask, listening to bluegrass. At one point, he's masturbating in some kind of lingerie, which is something that I didn't particularly care to see. And then Julien gets his sister pregos, so she has a miscarriage on the ice rink, and that's about it. The end of the movie didn't really make sense to me. It was all blurry and hard to see. If it was like it's like watching a movie drunk with all the blurry kind of grainy shot sequences in this one. And like I said, Harmony Korine, he's in the bonus features. He's wearing a white snake shirt. And he's smoking a cigarette. He's got a pitchfork tattoo on his hand, which is kind of odd. I don't know if he's a devil worshiper or what the hell's going on with that. And the first rule of filmmaking that Barry J. Gillis taught me a long time ago was never have your friends and family play acting roles in a film. But Harmony Korine broke that rule. He made his girlfriend Julian's sister, the pregos, one with a pillow in her shirt or whatever, and then his grandma's in it. They even filmed the thing in his grandma's house. So I guess it's supposed to be a tribute to his schizophrenic uncle Eddie, but I wasn't impressed by this. Like I said, I was really disappointed. I was expecting more after Kids and Gomo, but I guess he was running out of ideas, and there's not much shock value in this one. I mean, towards the end, the Julien brings his dead baby home. Don't ask me how he got the dead baby out of the hospital, but that was all very confusing. But in any case, I think I hit everything on this one. I mean, can't recommend it. Can't say check it out. I'm not going to post the trailer in the description box, but got into the Werner Herzog film. It says David Lynch presents. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what role David Lynch plays in this one, but it's called My Son, What Have Ye Done? 2009. So I'll keep my high hopes up for this one. And I was disappointed by Julien Donkey Boy. I was really thinking this was going to be another great film by a filmmaker that I hadn't heard of since the 90s, honestly. And I wouldn't have watched this disc if it hadn't been for Werner Herzog in it. So I know it didn't make that much money, like 20,000 or something ridiculous. So big time flop, this movie, and for good reason. I think when he talks about the downward decline of quality of films overall, I think you can include this one in it. So yeah, I don't think I want to check out any more Harmon and Korine films after watching this one. Just didn't spurn my interest, and actually was quite boring. And the camera tricks didn't help. Roger Ebert said that he compared Harmony Korine to Godard, which is an apt comparison in my opinion. But I think Godard is a worse director, but still, if you compare the quality of Harmony Korine's film here to Godard, it's about the same. So overall, it's a good comparison, but not in a good way, I guess you could say. And it's too bad that he can't find an audience. He had some talent in the beginning, but I guess he ran out of ideas. So that's the end of my review. Laters.